there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter, and tonight I have a really fun, quick and easy project for you. It's a cute little gift card holder. So it looks like a cute little shopping bag, and when you open it up you get a gift card inside. And what I really like about this for Christmas, you can do it for anything, but for Christmas you can actually hang it on the Christmas tree with the handles here, and then you don't have to worry about you know, a little envelope getting lost or anything like that. So I'm going to show you how to make that. Here I did it just in different colors, in a different decorative yarn here for the string. And I'll even show you a birthday variety here. You can mail this. See, it folds up nice and flat, so you can mail it without additional postage, especially if you use a nice thin novelty yarn like this. I just stamped a happy birthday and decorated it, and it's just as easy to do that for a birthday card. I don't have a gift card in there though to show you, but you get the idea. Alright, so the first thing you're going to do is you take an 8.5 inch by 11 inch piece of paper, and you're going to score it at 5, 5.5, and 6 inches. And this is going to create the little gusset for your bag. Then using a bag stamp, this is really fun. This is by Too Much Fun Rubber Stamps, and I showed you this when I bought it at the Heirloom Stamp Show this year. We're going to ink that up with some black ink. And don't worry if you don't get a perfect impression on the cardstock, because you're going to be covering that up. We're using this to make the base of our shaped card. I'm going to ink this up, and then I'll hold the stamp to the light to make sure that I've got it nice and inked. And then I'm going to stamp it so that the bottom, and this is trimmed nice and closely, which is nice, so that the bottom of the bag is on that score line. And I always give it a couple seconds to make sure the ink has a chance to transfer from my stamp onto the paper. And I'm not stamping on a cushion mat or anything, I'm just stamping on my cutting mat. So it's not perfect, but it doesn't have to be for this layer. And I can get 2 of these cards from one 8.5 inch by 11 inch piece of cardstock. The thing that's really neat about this, you can make a ton of these up right now and be all set for Christmas. My kids' school does a fundraiser where you can buy gift cards, and the school gets to keep a percentage of the face value. So if you buy a $25 gift card, you pay $25, but the school might get, you know, 5% or 10% of that. So I'm going to stock up on gift cards when they do that, and I'll make up a bunch of these, so I'll be all set. Now that didn't stamp great. Like I told you, I'm on a mat that's got a slight curve to it, but I'm going to be able to use this for the base, and you're not going to see this layer. So then what you want to do is on your score lines, you're going to want to fold these one way, and then here's my trick, so it will line up really well and fold really nice and flat. Flip it over and fold it the other way, because then your folds will line up really well. It's just a little tip whenever you're doing any accordion folding, like if you're making a mini book or something, it makes your folds always line up. I learned that tip from the paper cut at that Heirloom Stamp Show I went to, where I bought that stamp. Alright, so now I folded this kind of like a valley there, so it's like a gusset, and then I'm simply going to cut around the outline, and then I'm going to end up with 2 of these. Alright, now I need to choose 2 pieces of paper for my design, and I've got this stack of pattern paper from Oriental Trading. I like the matte stacks because they're perfectly, well, for a couple reasons. They're perfect size to mat photos for my scrapbook pages, but the scale is smaller, so they're perfect for doing cards as well. So I'm just going to choose a couple different patterns that I like. Let's see, what do I want to use? See, the scale is much smaller than it would be on a regular scrapbook page. I think I like that. And I think I like this houndstooth. So one's going to be my main color and one's going to be my accent. So I'm going to stamp my bag on the little gnome paper here. Actually, I have a stamp set that matches that. 2 stamp sets that match the gnomes. Get my stamp here. Now I'm going to want to be careful here that I stamp it really good, because this is going to show. So sometimes when I'm using dye-based ink and I ink up my stamp, I'll actually breathe on the stamp to kind of re-moisten it to make sure the ink is really good. Because this Stampin' Up! Ink pad, it has plenty of ink in it, but sometimes it just kind of gets hard to release. But I can, if I look at the edge of the stamp pad, I can see there's no white. That means my stamp pad is perfectly well inked, but it's kind of dried out a bit. So it's probably about time to spray it with a little ink refresher or something. So just to make sure my ink is nice and moist, I just breathe on it. And I'm just going to stamp that, and I'm really going to push my weight into it, and make sure that that ink transfers really well. So I think this would be cool to, you know, sometimes you just can't find the perfect gift, and gift cards are a nice way to go because, you know, everyone likes a Starbucks card or a Dunkin' Donuts card or a Target card, and you can even have a few extra on hand for those cases where someone might get you a present and you feel bad that you haven't purchased one for them. You can grab one of these and hand it over. And you know, if you have some left over after the holidays, that's no big deal because gift cards don't go bad usually. There, so that has stamped really well. It's kind of hard to see because the pattern is so bold. I'm going to trim that out. Good, my scissors are here. Who knows where I'm going to leave my scissors. Now, when I trimmed out the little bag, what did I do with that? Right here. I trimmed on the inside of the line so I can't see that black outline. But here, when I trim this part, I'm going to trim on the outside so I do see that black outline. And that's just going to give me a little leeway. So when I go to stick that onto the card, I know it's going to cover up all the white. This stamp is so fun. If you're not familiar with Too Much Fun rubber stamps, they have a lot of stamps that make interactive and movable cards and envelopes, and they have a lot of stamps that are like clothing. Like they have a Santa one, it's like Santa's coat, and they have ones that are like, I think, sweaters and jackets, and it's just a really fun novelty rubber stamps that are quite useful. I got this bag at the stamp show and I'd been anxious to use it, so I thought it'd be great for doing some quick shaped cards for gift card holders. And you know, another idea, if you don't want to send a gift card, you can always send a Christmas card, send it as a Christmas card, and put a few family photos in that little pocket if you choose to add the pocket there. Alright, so I'm going to adhere this down. So I know I mentioned before when I bought these little adhesive rollers, they're just cheap Darius brand ones, and I picked them up at AC Moore. They're on sale, a pack of 6 for $5, and I thought, well, I always get these gummed up whenever I get any of these, but I'll give it a try. I'm on my second one, and I have not gummed it up once, so I'm pretty pleased with that. I'm not, you know, affiliated with Darius or Too Much Fun for that matter, but still, when something works, I like to share it. Alright, so that's kind of cute. Now, what I'm going to do is take the contrasting paper here, and it was funny, I was on Facebook today, which I don't do very often, but I had, I don't even know what, it was one of those crafting pages that I subscribe to, and they had a question out. I think it might have been Craft Gossip, I'm not sure, but they had a question today, and it was, what was the first scrapbooking tool, or first scrapbooking product you purchased, and do you still have it? And so I thought, and I said, you know what? This is the first scrapbooking tool I ever bought, and I just used it before I read that. I thought that was so funny because, yeah, I bought this before I started scrapbooking because I wanted to use it in my art classes to cut little mats for my my students' artwork, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've had this for over 15 years and I use it all the time. In fact, I better get some blades in case Creative Memories decides not to, after they're done with their bankruptcy stuff, if they decide not to, if they don't do very well, I want to make sure I have my cutters. But I've only used 2 sets of these since I got them. So that's pretty good, I think. I'm going to put a little adhesive across and stick a little ribbon down my bag. Getting sidetracked here. Got me off on a tangent. I'm using some grosgrain ribbon. This is from, you know, the Dollar Spot in Target a couple of years ago. But they always have the themed holiday ribbon. You get like a few skeins of it or spools of it for $1. And grosgrain ribbon doesn't fray, so I don't have to fold it over. I can cut it flush. It can fray, but it's not going to fray on this card. And then I'm going to do a little stamping, but first what I want to show you is I'm going to use the excess here to make a little, to make our little pocket for our gift card. And I love this because it really requires no measuring, it's very easy. What I'm going to do is just slice off a little bit of paper, and hopefully my metal ruler is right here. How lucky for me. I'm just going to try to cut it off fairly level. That's why I love working on this quilter's mat, because I can cut on it. I don't have to bring over any special mats. I should bring over my Silpat when I'm stamping, but I didn't today. So what I'm going to do is a little adhesive across the bottom. This is, so if I close my card, it looks like this. If I open it up, this is on the back side. Let's do a little bit on either edge. And then I'm going to line this up in here, stick it down, and then I can look at the back. I don't know if you can see that because the back of the paper is white and this is white, but I just flipped it over and I'm going to just trim off the excess. So that way I don't even have to cut and measure or anything. I just kind of go with the flow here. So you could see how you can easily do a bunch of these, and it really takes no more paper than doing a traditional card, but it just has a little extra fun flair. All right, so that's done. And this is where our pocket where we put our gift card or family photos or theater tickets or a gift certificate or whatever you might want to include in here. Be a cute way to give like Christmas pageant tickets or something. All right, so we're gonna mat an image here, and we're gonna do some stamping, and I want to show you, this is just a scrap of typing paper here. So when you use rubber stamps, like this rubber stamp, you have to press harder. This has yet less yield, the rubber is firmer. If you're using clear stamps, you want a lot less pressure. Let me show you what I mean. So if I ink this up here on my pigment ink pad and I press it firmly, I get a distorted, smudgy image. Okay? But if I just tap it gently and I press it gently, I get a perfect image. So see the difference? So sometimes when you're going back and forth between clear stamps and rubber stamps, you have a tendency to really want to push hard with the clear stamps. Clear stamps need a light touch. So just a little tip there, if you find that your stamps aren't stamping as clear as you'd like, try a little less pressure. There. Now I'm going to just punch this out. Hold your punch upside down so that you can see what you got there. I don't think my ink is completely dry, so I'm going to be careful not to smudge it. I always keep my white scraps in a folder because I always need them for little projects like this. And I'm going to punch a couple holes here for a handle. And this is a great way to use your leftover novelty yarn. You could use ribbon too, but I think yarn is a lot, this seems to work a little bit better on this case. And a couple over here. You know, this is a fun fur, this is a Bucille, like a Line brand Bucille, I think, or homespun, might be homespun. But still it's that Bucille type of yarn. I'm probably pronouncing it completely wrong, so sorry about that. I'm from Maine. If I pronounce anything right, it's quite frankly, it's a miracle. I have a friend who's Canadian, and I would give her a hard time because, you know, she says a boot and pumpkin and stupid. Just, you know, I love you. I love my Canadian friends, don't get me wrong. So she was like saying, yeah, you Americans, though, you say some weird stuff too. And she goes, necklace. I'm like, well, what do you mean, necklace? She goes, you wear a necklace. And I said, yeah, you wear a necklace. What are you talking about? She goes, it's actually necklace. Necklace sounds like you've just cut your neck off your necklace, like Legend of Sleepy Hollow necklace. I was like, I never thought about that. I think she's right, because it is spelled L-A-C-E or L-A-S-E. I'm a horrible speller, but yeah, necklace. It's Halloween, we're necklace. I thought that was funny. I'm probably the only one. Hello, is there anybody still there watching me make this silly card? This silly Christmas card talking about Halloween and Canadian pronunciation and bad American pronunciation. And oh well, we're all of this world. We can all get along there. I love these funky yarn handles. Moving right along. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just adhere this down with my fancy tape runner. That's probably a gratuitous amount of adhesive. And I think I might use some dimensional adhesive for that. That'll make it look a little nice, I think. Little foam squares that I saved from my kids' 3D puzzles that they get sometimes, and they always have these left over. They actually work better than the craft ones, ironically. The craft ones dry out and fall off all the time. These seem to hold up really well. Oh, and I smudged it, but you know what? I'm really not going to worry about it. When I smudge things, you know what I do sometimes? I tend to smudge things. So what I'm going to do here is take a little inky winky here and give it a little color duster, which I usually don't use with pigment ink, but I'm just going to give it a little dusty. And there you go. Looks like it was meant to be like that. Haha. Fooled them. Totally nailed it, didn't I, folks? There we go. Now nobody knows that there was a little ink smudge there because I made it work. I worked that ink smudge. All right, maybe we'll zoom in a little bit. You can see this a little bit closer because it's awfully beautiful. Oh, something else I want to add to this because I thought it looked really cute in my other one. It was a late addition to my last project. I'm going to cut a little just plain old wrapping tissue, which I just checked my stock and I'm running very low on wrapping tissue. I sense a Dollar Tree trip in my future. All right, these Christmas stamps here are from the Christmas song set from Oriental Trading. I want to show you that because it's a humongous set. Great, I love it. Okay, I can zoom in now. So yeah, I just wanted to let you know that I use that since they do provide materials for some of my videos. I'm just going to crinkle up my tissue a little bit, open up my little box here, and throw a little adhesive in here. Yeah, probably would have been better to do it before I stuck the stuff in there, but oh well. Sometimes you have these fabulous ideas after the fact, and you just have to deal with it. There we go. So now you can pull a little tissue up and make it look like a real honest to goodness package, and you can trim it shorter if you need to, but I like the look of that. I think that's kind of clever. Wicked clever, dear. Now that's how we talk in Maine. Wicked good. Wicked good stuff here. It's a wicked good project, don't you think, dear? Alright, so we got that. Now to embellish it, everybody loves a little sparkly. So what we're going to do is get some sequins, which I have set down on my table somewhere. Ah, they're over here. And I'm just going to embellish them. Just going to use little glue dots, stick them on. You could use a toothpick and little drops of white glue as well. But I just want to make sure they don't fall off while I'm working here. So I'm going to use my mini glue dots. And I'm just going to choose some colors that are in the paper that I'm working with. I've got gold and red. And you could lay them out first, but you know what? It's just a quick and easy card. I'm going to go right ahead and glue them on. Sometimes I'll hold something up just to make sure it looks good before I commit. Because sometimes yellows and the golds are not quite right. A little green in there. I feel like, well, you know what? I feel like it does need a little of that goldy yellow color or something. It's a little dark. But you know, and you may think sequins are tacky, and you know they can be, but that's kind of the fun of Christmas, is it can be a little tacky, and it's going to be pretty on the Christmas tree. If you do hang these cards on the Christmas tree, having a little glitz and glitter is really going to enhance them. They're going to be pretty. They're going to catch the light from the twinkly little Christmas ornaments and lights, and they're going to be wonderful. So, you know, just add as many as you like. Usually odd numbered groups look better, so keep that in mind as you're gluing down your spangles. You know, and I don't know, I tend to go more than less usually when it comes to shiny stuff, but you can use your own discretion on that score. And really, that's about it. So when you're done, I feel like I need one more little sparkly bit. Sparkly bits. I must be giving the, I don't know if you ever looked below the videos, this little part was like a transcription, and it's like the Google computers will put what they think you're saying, and they put this running caption going on the whole video. And every once in a while I'll look at that, and some of the words that it comes up with that it thinks I'm saying are hilarious. I'm telling you, I give the Google Translator a run for its money. It's a riot. Let me show you how the gift card goes in. It can easily be put in and taken out. See, you can open it up. So you can make these ahead of time, even before you have gift cards to go in them. Slide them in, and there you have it. So easy, so fun. Very cute. They make a cute decoration on your tree, or you can put them in an envelope and mail them because they do lay down nice and flat. So that's all I have for you today. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave a comment and I'll help you out. And again, the bag stamps are too much fun. The papers and the clear stamps are Oriental Trading Company. I'll put links underneath the video so you can find these products if you choose, or you can use what you have in your stash, which is always good too. I want to thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy crafting.